What's happening, Wisdom Warriors? Back at it for another video. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. Are you ready for the Sunday sermon? Because here we go. Let's go. I dropped a short earlier today, and I essentially spoke about purpose. And, that we all do have a reason for being here, that we all have a mission, that we all have something, some reason we came here, whether it be to just be friends with somebody, whether it just may be just for you to shine your light. Maybe it just might be for you to love one another. Maybe, maybe you are meant to just experience the physicality of life. We all have our own unique reasons for being here and our own unique purposes. And the the fact of the matter is not one of us can tell someone else why they're here, what they're here to do, the reason they're here, that you shouldn't be doing that or you should do this. And you're special, man. We all are. We all are special. We all chose to come here. Whether you like that, hearing that or not, that may trigger you. And that's okay. Because we all chose to come here. It's hard to conceptualize, I know. It's hard to understand. It's hard to, when things are difficult, when you're possibly going through an awakening, when you're going through who knows what. Because all of us have our own journey and our own path that we're walking. And no two people have the same journey and the same path. Every single one of us is on a different path and a different journey and have different reasons for why we chose to come onto this plane of existence. And it can feel really crappy in the times that we live in with social media and all these different ways of us having the ability to judge one another for what experience and what journey they're on. Just like I get on here and I speak to you guys about who knows what. I come on here and I feel called to do this. I'm drawn to do it. I know I have a mission to share my experiences and my journey that I've been on. I know I'm here to teach in some capacity or another. And whether that be I'm financially paying my bills through teaching, or I'm just doing it in a way that I'm of service. Because it could show up in so many different aspects. It could show up in you just teaching a neighbor. It could show up in you just teaching your partner things, or a family member, or a friend, or somebody you just come across at a gas station. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to necessarily be that you have to define it through you making a living off of whatever you're here to do, because that is not the truth whatsoever. Not everybody is meant to come here and, maybe you have a regular job within the 3D matrix that, you're teaching within there. You're shining your light every day. You're showing up no matter what you're experiencing, no matter how much you're getting paid, but yet you have a super big smile on your face. And yet you light up the workspace. And everybody feels your energy when you walk in the door. That is a purpose. That is a purpose. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't mean you have to be on a stage or in front of a big audience, speaking and moving people in that way. You could be working a cashier at a gas station, and yet you come in and love what you do and shine your light. And when the customers come in, you are teaching them, they're teaching you, and you are changing the planet, the plane, the earth. every day you show up there. Because again, I learned way back when I used to go to the gym a lot, when I used to go 7 days a week, and when I moved to a new location, I found myself there every single day, like I was in the other state I was in. And what was actually really interesting is somebody actually walked up to me and told me, wow, what do you do every day? I see you every day here drinking something out of this clear bottle, and you're like, you just unwittingly continue to come here, and like clockwork, you're here every single day and you're doing your thing. And what do you do? How do you do it? Like, and they really wanted in-depth information. They were actually watching me. And I learned this along my journey and my path, that the minute, not only the minute you walk out your door, but the minute you wake up, because mind, because not only does it have to do with when you walk out your door, but also the people that you live with, unless you live alone. Again, even then, you're still impacting the earth, depending on your vibration and your frequency and what you're putting out, because we're all connected and we're all one. So it doesn't matter whether you're in like 2 feet of somebody, or you're in your house meditating or doing yoga. It doesn't matter. You're still impacting the plane, the galaxy, the universe, no matter what. The fact of the matter is, when you walk out your door and you get in your car and you drive, and depending on how you react to somebody maybe cutting you off, or maybe you stop at the grocery store and you're in line at the cashier, even then you're impacting others around you. They're watching you, whether you believe it or not. Maybe not for judgmental reasons, but they're watching you. And if you blow a fuse in line at the cashier, other people are watching around you in the store. They're hearing you, and so you make, no matter what you do, how you do it, how you show up in the world each and every day, is impacting the plane of existence, the earth, the universe. It sends vibrations through the universe, depending on how you react and how you show up each and every day. And it doesn't matter where you are. If you, like I said, if you're isolated in the mountains all alone, it doesn't matter. You're still impacting the planet, the earth, the galaxy, and beyond. You don't have to, be in front of somebody face to face to make an impact. And that's where I'm going with, everyone has a mission. Everyone has a purpose. You are special. You're chosen, whether you believe it or not, because you chose to come here, and then you were chosen to come here. So it's kind of one and the same. You chose to come here, and then they had to say, okay, we're gonna what's the word, like, grant you that wish that you want of coming here in this physicality, this physical existence. So you chose it. And then, of course, the masters and your guides and guardian angels and God and the divine, whatever you want to call it, source, then says, okay, you're ready. You can come here. Not until you go through school in the spiritual realm, of course, to prepare you to come here. And not until you pick your journey and your path and what you want to experience in this life. You have to go through all of that, this whole process. Once you decide you're going to come here, but you have to decide that. You have free will. You could choose or not choose. If you don't want to incarnate again, that is your choice. You're not forced. You're not tied down. You're not made. They're like, oh, you're coming here whether you like it or not. We're going to handcuff you and force you into existence. No, that's not the case. You have choice and you have free will, even on the spiritual realm, even in the spiritual realm. So just know that you chose it, and then they just granted it. But you chose it 100, 1000%. And I know a lot of people, want to say, blame and say, I didn't choose this. I would have never chose this, blah, blah, blah. And that's the ego, of course, wanting to control and wanting to, is afraid of change and afraid of these things. So the ego just latches on. The mere fact is, and the bottom line is, you chose it. And being that you chose it and they granted your wish, you have a massive purpose here. Okay? And the sad thing is, a lot of people are unconscious to those choices that they make each and every day, whether it be unconsciously treating someone the wrong way, or unconsciously hurting others, or unconsciously hurting yourself, whether it be through food, whether it be through different addictions, whether it be through things that just don't serve your highest good, letting people in your life that don't align with you, just suffering, pure suffering, when you came here to experience this beautiful plane of existence, and you came to experience all of it. And yet I'm starting to realize more and more how we've inverted every single thing. We've inverted every single thing to the point where you start searching topics, and these topics, the information that's out there is so misleading and so just, oh yeah, well, we did this research and we tested it with a university, and we did all these tests. We brought in a whole slew of people to basically test in this scientific, whatever you want to call it, so we can get documentation to prove that, yeah, this is the cause of this, and this is the cause and effect of this. But I started thinking about more and more this morning, before I came, not before I was going to do this sermon, but earlier today, I started thinking about it because I was actually curious on some things that I'm questioning, because we have to always question every single thing. Don't ever just settle. Always question. And I'm starting to think about it when they do these I don't know what the hell you call them, but like they're, where they can get documentation to prove that this is the cause of this, or this is the cause of that, or this supplement caused this. Like they do these tests. Again, I don't know the name. I'm trying to think of the name, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. So it's done. These documents were done by some university, and they've done all these tests. They've ran these tests on a group of individuals they brought in, and I'm starting to think more and more. And it's like, okay, you just take this pill, and then now you're in this type of thing that they're going to get. They're going to get documentation, and they're going to get side effects and all these different things, so they can report what this does to somebody. Right? And I'm giving you an example. But then I start to question even more and go deeper with it. And I'm like, but then are they checking what type of environment that person's in, what type of mindset they have, what their thoughts are, what they've done, the history of what they've done to themselves their entire life, the karma that they may have, the karmic wheel, the generational curses, all these different things that we have to work through, the emotional stuff that they're suppressing. And that can be the cause of whatever they get through taking that, and it's just not as simple as you just taking that pill and everybody's going to be the same, or like, if you have addictions and those addictions cause you to have massive dopamine releases, like massive, depending on if it's drugs or if it's masturbation or if it's sex or, whatever the case may be, different things of pleasure give us different amounts of dopamine release. And you can't ever say that one thing is for you and one thing is for somebody else. And if you read it on the internet, did they check everything? Did they check what the emotional state of that person is, the mental health, what they think on a moment to moment basis, what they're experiencing in their life? if they had people die in their life, if they lost people, if, all these things affect our mental, our physical, our spiritual, our overall. So it's like, then we go and we read on the internet that this could be the cause of hormone imbalance or dopamine receptors being all whacked out, you know? And I'm like, the neurotransmitters being all whacked out and you having too low of these levels or too high of these, or your testosterone levels are too low. Like, how much stress are you having in your life? What are you doing to combat the stress? Are you doing things are you exercising on a daily basis? What are your mental thoughts? What do you believe about yourself? All these things play a pivotal role in what you end up with. Or maybe you just chose to go through those experiences in your life as a soul, on a soul level. But yet we go from a science perspective, and we did all these studies and blah, blah, blah. And we got these studies from 100,000 different people. But there's billions of people on this planet. And not only that, like I said, what are their thoughts? What are they thinking about themselves? What's their emotional state? Are they suppressing their emotions? Are they not wanting to move forward in life? What, like, there is so many dynamics and so many things that play a pivotal role that we can't just sit here and say one thing is certain for this specific thing that you may be experiencing. It's such a joke, and I start to think and question more and more about things that, like the porn industry and porn itself. Some people may be perfectly fine engaging in that, and it doesn't affect them. And then others it does, depending on so many different avenues. And so you can't just get stuck on one thing and one thing only, that this is for everyone. And because this is for everyone, I need to believe that if I do that, that this is going to be the cause and effect of that, of doing that. Because it's not. And you have to go within. I'm starting to realize that today. That is these things that have affected so many others. And maybe were affecting me in the past, but maybe not. But maybe, what about all the different things, like the diet that I was consuming? Was I consuming too much processed foods? What kind of content was I consuming in my mind, like watching and listening to? I mean, I can go on and on about this topic, because the more and more I think about it, it's dependent on your lifestyle, on your thoughts, on your emotions. What are you suppressing? What are you not suppressing? Every single thing, not just some stupid study that a university did and says that, oh, well, this is the way you're going to be because we did a study of 100,000 people and all those people had the same result. But that doesn't mean that you're going to have the same result. You have to go within and say, does this serve my highest good if I'm doing this? If I'm engaging in this, does it serve my highest good? Does it benefit me in any way? Is it going to help me going forward with the version of myself that I'm looking to become, or that I am? And it's really mind-blowing when you start to really, really think about these things on a deeper level. Yeah, maybe there's a zillion people doing no fap. Maybe there's a million people not fapping. Maybe there's a million people not watching porn. But maybe you can do it. Maybe you're able to. Maybe it's okay for you. Maybe it's not toxic for you. You have to decide what is good for you and what is not good for you, and go within, and not just read some crap that you read off, off the web, and deem that this is how it's going to be for me. And hold on, guys, there's like a wasp or something coming around here. Sorry about that. You have to just deem what is going to be right for you and what is not, and if that serves you or if it doesn't. As I said, as I was reading more and more on dopamine release, and there is such contradicting information on the net, so much contradiction of things on the internet about it. Oh well, um, you know, I gotta believe that I gotta believe that our bodies. Hopefully, the camera like rebalances. Man, the light looks like it dimmed out. We have to be so cognizant of what we're reading and believing because the body knows what to do, and it's like they're like I read things about, oh, your dopamine receptors can be whacked out from this, and it would take 90 days for them to rebalance themselves out. But I'm thinking to myself, more and more, why would that be the case? Because our bodies are like so vigilant and so it bounces back and it can heal from anything. You can cut yourself and it can heal. And then, but if you mentally really believe that crap that you read and don't trust yourself and trust your body and trust what you're doing, and if it's a good thing for you, and you're just going off what a whole bunch of people are doing, then I urge you to come home to yourself, go in nature, and start questioning more, start questioning things more. You have a purpose, and you have a mission, and you came here to do something big. Whether it be just working a career that you're maybe helping in that career in some aspect or another. It doesn't matter what capacity and how and in what way. You don't have to be this big guru on a stage with millions of people in front of you that you're changing and shifting. It doesn't have to be that because you do it on a daily basis just going to the gas station. So just remember, you are amazing. You are beautiful. You came here to do something big. We all did. I love you so much. And please check out the multitude of things that I'm working on with others, like Spiritual Bootcamp, Just Breathe, the YouTube channel, spiritualbootcamp.net. Check out the Awakening series with Johan on Johan's Odyssey and check out his content if you haven't already subscribed to his channel. And please subscribe to this channel and share and comment and like. I'm here to help and teach